Welcome to the 2026 Power Ashton Degree Show. I am Mabe and I'm delighted to show a little bit of the amazing work of the graduates this year. We have from media production to animation to acting, a lot of things to show you, so stay tuned to discover a little bit more. And our first guest, and I'm really happy to say this is the second time I've been interviewing him, Paul Atkins, the program leader of media production. Hello Paul, how are you?
Hi, I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm feeling a little bit excited for the show.
Yes, it's always really exciting on Degree Show.
I know.
Yeah.
So I prepared a little questions for you. And the first one is, how do you think media production has changed throughout the years since you started teaching here?
Wow, that's a big question to start with, isn't it? Yes, so I think the last couple of years, as I think have seen kind of the biggest change in media that we've probably seen, in a long time. What's really interesting is the way in which a lot of the work which is on display this year is really kind of responding to a lot of those changes, particularly those changes around kind of AI. You're seeing lots of discussion around the kind of impact of the AI in a lot of the work which is on display here. So if you can, go and take a look at our screening room over in F Block. Some really interesting work which is kind of addressing a lot of those concerns about how things are changing in media production. But broadly, I think we've seen a kind of big shift away from maybe kind of traditional media like television, radio, and film into kind of areas like branded content. Most of our graduates nowadays are kind of going into things like digital marketing, branded content, and there's a whole load of different fields which are kind of opening up, which are maybe kind of very different to the kind of places where media production graduates would have traditionally have found themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly agree. I can't agree with you more. With technology, like something is happening 1 second, and then 5 seconds after, it's like, what's happening right now?
Yeah, I mean, this is a really interesting thing, isn't it? Like when I did my degree, so I graduated back in 2011, if you can believe it. That seems like a age away.
A long time ago.
A very, very long time ago, like prehistoric, right? And I was kind of taught how to do things like make websites in Adobe Flash, which is a kind of piece of software which doesn't exist anymore. And I always say to students that actually, a lot of the software that we're using, don't get too hung up on that, because the skills you have are kind of forever, but the platforms that you're using are almost certainly likely to change.
Yeah, even though like with Adobe now, that you mentioned Premiere now, it just updated to a new way, so you can like color grade like the video. So it's amazing how like it's changing continuously. It's really interesting.
You should trying to teach it, right? Because you kind of go every year, they kind of add things in and take things away, and it's really difficult because you constantly have to keep updating.
So how do you think you balance like technical skills and also creativity? Because I know in media production you have the journalism pathway and also the creative pathway. So how do you think you make that happen?
Yes, well, we're trying to move towards kind of unifying the kind of pathway approach a little bit. But typically, if you look at media production programs, you've got a spectrum of programs which are very kind of technical, and programs which are not very technical at all. And we sit somewhere in the middle, I think, because we want students to be able to use the software and the technology, but also, like I said, those technologies are going to change. But really, those kind of core creative skills like storytelling, which is a big thing that we emphasize on our program, they're kind of timeless, and they're going to be useful no matter what kind of area of media you go into.
So what do you think it excites you the most about the future of media production?
Well, I think that's a really kind of interesting question to ask today, right?
Yeah.
So, there's obviously lots going on in the industry, but what really kind of excites me, and it sounds a little bit like a cliche and a bit cheesy, is having a look at all the amazing work which is on display at the moment today. Like if you go over to F Block, we've got our kind of photographic exhibition of photo books and photos, print work, but also lots and lots of kind of audio and video work in our screening room. And the work that people have done has been really phenomenal this year. And what's great from my perspective is that you get to see students who come in year one, and you can see kind of elements of kind of talent there, but they're not kind of fully developed. And when you get to the end of third year, you say, wow, it's really difficult to believe it's the same student often. It's really, really great. And that's kind of what gives me hope, I
Oh,
guess.
that's so nice. I can see like all the passion you have for teaching. And from my perspective, being a student, it's just that's what we need when we're in university. So my last question is about this year degree show. What do you think is the most theme you see, like the most common theme you see in like all the work that students have?
This is really interesting because when we did our sound image space degree show, which was for a module called sound image space that the third years do, and we did that last back in early May, I think. And what was really interesting, we were having discussions with some of the kind of teaching team, that actually the big theme was nostalgia, which is really strange when you think about kind of like, young students who are in their kind of early 20s. Why are young people so nostalgic for the past? And I think that really kind of speaks to kind of wider concerns about the state of the world, about the kind of state of technology. And it's interesting that every year these kind of themes kind of come through. And it's almost like a kind of zeitgeist that people are kind of feeling a certain feeling about the world. And that kind of really does come through into the work.
Yeah, I think our generation just keep changing and changing. And it's honestly, it's inevitable to think, like to feel sad, to see like everything is happening around us. So I think everybody that is on the art side of creating and like any like type of artsy degree, they're gonna feel connecting with the things that are happening. So it's really, really nice to hear that from you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, honestly.
Thank you so much. So coming up now, we have an amazing guest. But before that, we're gonna see his work. He's an award-winning student. So that's just a little bit of a sneak peek. So thank you so much and stay tuned.
Divided, I say company. In the ruins of these godforsaken grounds, the goddess flies her ivy crown. The trees in the tree. Words but shy. I'm waiting. When I wake up, no one in the trees we have breathed the constant place falling into me. Tree.
Welcome back, and with us we have an award-winning student, very humble. So he won the Great State Prize, and we're really, really happy to have him on the show. Hello and welcome.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. Just
Are you
ready
just like
for it.
chilling around?
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
excited
I mean,
to be here?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yeah,
I know.
I'm excited to see everyone's work and stuff. Go around and see what everyone's put out. Like it's good.
It's really
Yeah.
exciting. If you're in Bauer Ashton, just go to the F blog and like check all the people's work. And if you're not, stay tuned so you can like see a little bit of our work. So I have some questions for you actually. And I'm really happy to say the video clip we just watched is the award-winning work that he's done. So I just want to know about the story behind of your music video clip.
So with the story, like the band sort of gave me free like creative control and to adapt the song to how I perceive it and hear it. And that's the whole notion of it was that sort of escape and being stuck in like this system that's not like it's more like being a cog and needing that break and escape. And we used like cities and nature to like visualize that metaphor. And but yeah, like the story comes mainly from the song. Speaking with Izzy, the lead singer, who's the star of the video, and we just sort of worked it out, and I came up with this plan, and yeah, like it sort of went from that. But that's that whole notion of escapism and freedom, I guess.
So do you think the main character that is running on the video clip is the main person, you know?
Yeah. So he well, being like the lead singer of the band, I felt like there was no other better person to choose for the role. And obviously then he has that deeper like personal connection to the song anyway. And that sort of comes out in his performance. And Izzy's really good. Like if you ever go to see Folkatronic live, like he does these like weird like twitches with his head, and it's just it looks so cool. And fitting this character of like this distress, I think it really worked, like having him as the protagonist. So
Yeah, and like my question now is, I know this is a solo project, like the last one in media production is a solo one. So how did you handle the challenges throughout? Like, because I know you have to be the producer, the director,
Yeah.
everything at once.
Yeah.
So it must be really difficult. So I just
Yeah.
want to know how was like the biggest challenge.
I mean, it
faced?
was tough, and especially like organizing 5 other people as well, and their band, and like classic, you know, like my good mate Gus, who's the drummer, is the most unreliable person in the world. So sorting schedules with them being so busy and like me being busy, it was a bit hard. But we ended up like doing a few shoots, and then there was like 2 weeks that we didn't do anything. And then it went like, whoa, we've got to finish it. So we did like 3 full days in a row in each location. And but yeah, it was like, I think biggest challenge was definitely scheduling 100%, because working around them was such a big deal for me, like, because I don't know, I get like stressed out about times, and then with someone that's always late, it just wasn't very fun.
So do you think you're more like a leaving it to last second person, or you more like, I need to like, you know, have a schedule and like doing it like, you know?
I think I was very on top of it, but we all like having that time for the production, like if we did fall behind, and then I was doing other work with them for like live sets and stuff like that. So it was swept under for a bit, and then we brought it back up like, oh my God, we need to do this like now. But yeah, definitely scheduling was so tough, and we just like, and
especially around musicians, I understand, because like if you're a student, you have deadlines coming up, and also you have things with the other people. It's really difficult. So what kind of skills do you think you developed during, you know, these 3 years that help you to produce this last work you've done?
Definitely directional skills, because I don't know, I would say I'm quite timid. Like I hate bossing people around, and that's hard when like I've got to be sort of firm and pushy in like the group chat to say like, right, we need to do it today and stuff. Like definitely that, like I've got used to just being sort of firm without feeling like I'm being rude, if you know what I mean. So definitely that, and all the other skills that have come along with it, but directional completely.
Amazing. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, and yourself.
And
thank you very much.
wish you all the best after
Appreciate
uni.
it. Thank you very much.
So this was Terry Hummer, and up to next, we're gonna see some of the work of media production students. And after that, I have an amazing interview prepared for you. Hello, welcome back. And we're right now with Suba. We know that as art students, we need work experience. We need to be hands-on. We need to like be involved in different types of companies. And Simon has a lot of experience on that. So we arranged this interview to talk about your work experience. So what was it like to work with Ujima Radio and also New Wave?
So Ujima was a really good experience, especially as a person of color. They really gave me the opportunities to explore what I wanted to do with media. So if you're worried about working in a place that's not going to understand you or not going to actually listen to you, then you don't need to worry about working for Ujima because it's a really great place to be. And in terms of New Wave, it was really good, especially all the people that were working above me. They were really understanding and they gave me a lot of advice as well when it came to our projects.
That's great. I'm really happy to hear that, especially, Bristol is such a broad city. You have so many cultures going on.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So what do you think you learned from your experience working with them?
So I learned a lot, but I think the main takeaway was really what I wanted to do with my career after uni. I think when you get a lot of real world experience, it puts into perspective like what you actually want to do. It's easy to be in the classroom and like, oh, I like to do that and like I want to do a bit of this, but actually sitting down in an office is a much different environment. So yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you a lot. So what challenges did you face, when working with them and at the same time having deadlines with uni? Kind of balancing work, like real life work and also uni work.
I think in that case, it's really important to work with a company that understands university in your timetable. So they actually ask you like, when are you free? What times can you work? And then they take that into account and they only give you work that you can actually do and you have the time for. So yeah.
That's amazing that, big companies like them, they actually aware of students wanting to get involved, because at the end of the day, we're the future of these kind of pathways where we're going to be the future. Mm-hmm. So it's really nice to see that the exists company and they're linked to UWE to show us that we can do uni work, but at the same time we can get involved with real life work,
Yeah.
So how do you think these real life experiences have changed your vision of in your career? What do you want to do after having these experiences in work?
Yeah. So when I first came into my work placement, I really wanted to be like more of a presenter or like broadcasting. But then when I actually did it, I actually really enjoyed working in social media and doing PR. And I don't think I would have discovered that interest really if I hadn't done that work placement. So
yeah. Just having the experience is like always helpful, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So finally, my last question for you is, what advice would you give to first year students that want to get into work experience?
Oh, I feel like this is a hard question because I think with everyone's a little bit different. We all have different styles of learning, different things that work for us. But I think a universal thing is just take advantage of the tools that university has. I know there's a lot of jobs that are going on like the UWE website, so you can take a look there or ask like your professors and they'll probably give you some advice in your career. And also like if you're worried about not having enough work on your portfolio, I think also just taking advantage of the equipment that's at university as well, like working your own personal projects. And yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you in the show. And I wish you all the luck. I hope you get more jobs. So coming up now, we have a little bit of animation work of UWE. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Ethan Espinoza, and today we're joined by Sylvia Ball, animation lecturer in UWE. And how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, I've just been up to the F Block show, and there's parents arriving. It's all exciting. We've got a media posse coming a bit later on from Ardman. So yeah, it's all happening.
Any interesting work you've seen so far today?
Actually, quite a lot, because I teach pre-production, which is essentially the storyboarding before they start animating. I hadn't seen a lot of the CG films. So yeah, I've been able to see quite a few films today, which has been quite nice.
All right then. Well, my first question is, what got you into animation?
Well, I got into animation by chance, actually.
Oh, wow.
I was over in New Zealand and I had a visa for a year, and I graduated in illustration. So I did a lot of drawing. But I was in New Zealand and they were advertising for an intern for the Walt Disney company that was based in Auckland. And so I got a job for 9 months as an intern, and that's where I learned. I was probably the last of the dinosaurs, where I was drawing on paper with a light box before it all went digital.
Oh, wow.
And then when I came back to England, when my visa ran out, I basically applied to every animation studio outside of London because I didn't want to go and live in London again. And I got a job down at a little company down in Exeter doing 2D animation. And that was my route in, just by chance.
Is there anything that you found very memorable to do? Anything that you're very particularly proud of? Or
well, I came to Bristol to work on Chicken Run, which was Ardman's first feature film, which is a very long time ago. Some of my students haven't even heard of it. That's how old it is.
Wow.
But yeah, and then I worked on quite a few of Nick Park's films, you know, that have won BAFTAs and Oscars. And it was really nice because I started teaching at UWE about 4 years ago, but I got to work on his last film, the Wallace and Gromit film, Vengeance Most Foul. So it kind of bookended my projects with Ardman, which was really lovely.
Right. So what made you switch from going into animation to teaching it?
Oh, that is a very good question, actually. Well, having done a lot of longer projects like feature films, which essentially as a storyboard artist last about 1 year to 2 years, it's quite a long time to make feature film. I had a family, a young family, and so I went on to shorter form projects like commercials, which are very quick turnover. And also we did a lot of idea development and pitching for series and shows, and they never got developed. And I got a bit fed up with things being pitched but never being made. And I guess the nice thing about teaching students is you see them have the ideas, and then within the year they've done the pre-production, and by the end of the year they've actually made them. It's quite a quick turnaround, and it's really lovely to see all these films being made. And I sort of dipped my toe in the water and did it part-time to begin with the Aardman Academy, and then I came over to UWE because I knew some of the tutors here. And yeah, I really liked it, so I sort of jumped in, and now I'm full-time.
Is there any like students like work in particular that's like you've noticed or seen that's like stood out to you? Or
well, we've got every year we have an amazing year group, and each year we think, oh, you know, they're not going to be as good next year. You know, we have stop motion animators, we have 2D, we have CG people, and I have my own students who specialize in pre-production and storyboards. So there's a beautiful film that some students, Jodie and Gemma Ramadan, have made called Don't Forget.
In This Degree Show?
Yeah, This Degree Show. And it's based on their grandma who they lost, and she had dementia, but it's a very poetic film, and it's called Don't Forget, and it's all about a grandma who's forgetting things, but I don't want to reveal the ending to you. You have to watch it. It's really, really sweet. So there's some really charming stuff in all the different mediums. So yeah, go and have a look.
Okay then. Yeah, of course. So obviously in animation, there's like all sorts of things that you can get into. So I'm just wondering, what is it that you're particularly doing in animation? Like,
well, that's also a good question. We kind of make films in the opposite way to live action filmmakers, in that they can shoot lots of what they call coverage, so shots from different angles, and they can cut the film together in the edit room in post-production. But because animation's really, really expensive to make, and it takes a really long time just to do a few seconds, we kind of make the films in reverse. So we make what's called a show, an animatic. Some people call them a reel, a story reel. And we storyboard everything, and we do sort of limited animation and time it all out to the dialogue or the music. So we know exactly how long each shot is to animate. And then the animators and everybody on the studio floor animate exactly to length, so that when they go to the edit in post-production, there's no cutting it up. There's no spare footage essentially cut out. It's all exactly in sequence. Yeah, so we kind of work in a weird way.
Yeah, I hear a lot about animation just taking a long time. What is
that? It does, because if you think about drawings, you know, 25 drawings per second, it's quite a lot to get, you know, from here to here if you're having a drink. And stop motion, you know, is the same. It's very incremental. You're lucky if you've got 4 seconds a week's a good week for an animator. Yeah, they've had a lot of coffee, so yeah, it does take a long time.
Thank you very much for joining us. We'll head on to the next show reel.
Clara?
Have a look with me.
Fool for you, hold me down. Spoke too soon, hold me down.
I think she's getting naked.
What do you mean? Babe, they got jam.
Okay, no, she is getting naked. Right, I'm gonna go get her stuff.
I didn't want it to be easy. I wanted to colder.
I always come prepared.
Thought I could walk out breezy. Wanted to love.
World is ours now.
Wait, I'm a fool for.
Were you popular at school? I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but good times, I guess. I can still feel joy, not thanks to our beautiful children.
How can you do this to me? I'm great.
You are.
Listen, we have this entire place to ourselves. Let's make the most of it.
Oh my god, delete rules. Stop laughing, babe. It's not funny.
And whose fault is that?
Not like most people.
It's been a long day. I'm in the
I'd marry you in a broom cupboard if I had to. I'd marry you in the street, let him stare.
They got broke, hope to find hope. Find yourself in the embers, found themselves in the smoke. Tired of the bags of haze, seen at the drinking days. Went to bar the shopkeeper, what's kind of stinking face.
She had the loudest laugh.
Don't know if I'm ready for it. I thought I could walk out breezy.
Oh my god, we're never over the same tent together.
Oh my god, Madison!
Wait, I'm a fool for you. Hold me down.
Are you okay?
When we were selling donuts on my back, I've been running the circles. It's bright enough to see your face, but you can't see your expression. So where's that leaving me?
Well, you deserve someone good though. So, thank you. Are you seeing anyone? Nah, I'm not seeing anyone actually.
The word is fine, leave me. I didn't want it to be easy, but I wanted your body back to cold. I don't know if I'm ready for it. I thought I could walk out breezy. Wanted the stars, now I'm up with the stars. Wait.
What am I meant to do now?
What be down?
I need you to be on my side here and just understand this.
I left this. And it didn't leave you.
Hi everyone. Welcome back to the Degree Show. Today we are now joined by Hannah Q, performance lecturer in UWE, and we'll just get straight into it.
Hello.
Hello. Is there anything you've seen today, or maybe just in?
I've only just arrived, but I have seen in the theatre, which is OA18. I've seen the running footage of the
Right.
FYP productions from the drama and acting degree, which I teach on, and so they're looking lovely in there. So people can go and sit and just enjoy. Kind of, they're all short, 25-minute films.
Oh wow.
Of the live works that they have made as their final pieces. So that's all original work that has been created by the students, and they've been very beautifully filmed. And so they are running on a reel, and so people can go and see those. So I had a little look at those just before I arrived.
Did you say 25-minute films?
They're films of live work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we're also screening their film works, which are 10 minutes.
All right. So then, what could like a student that's getting into like the performance in UWE expect to be doing like first, second, third year?
So if they're a prospective student,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So they'll be doing a complete range of work. They'll be making a lot of live work. They'll be
Right.
making ensemble work, which is kind of what I tend to focus on. They'll be making interdisciplinary work with other courses. They'll be making digital work, screen work, all
Wow.
original films, and quite experimental work as well. So different modules will create an opportunity for them to explore a range of mediums, and the idea is that they'll find their own voice in that, and that they'll find their own
It's like
pathway.
a very creative subject.
It's
you know.
entirely creative. Yeah.
So I did imagine a lot of freedom in what they want to pursue.
Yeah.
Things like that. Is
Yeah.
there anything you've done?
Yeah,
in the
we've
past?
just done a big production of Macbeth.
Oh, wow.
Which I did, which was so it's a staff-led production, so it wasn't
Right.
part of the course, but it's obviously held within UWE, and it's using all of the people audition for it across the levels, all levels of drama.
Right.
And then we collaborated with filmmaking students, which I happened to work with in a creative context module
wow.
where we
Okay.
crossed paths. And so they were creating a film about the live show. And so we made a full-length version of Macbeth, set it in a club, and we did that in March. And that was a huge effort and a huge kind of reward, and there's a real sense of coming together, and it's something that drama community is really
I can
proud of.
imagine. I can imagine that like that would take a very long time to produce. So
Yeah.
when did you guys start on that?
We started in January.
Oh wow.
And we performed in March, and we did 2 nights a week rehearsals, and then Sundays in March,
Sundays.
and then the madness of March just gets
What was
taken.
that like? What was the process behind it? How do you guys start the pre-production? Like
Yeah, I did a massive cut on the script, and I had a really strong idea about how I wanted it to feel, because it's a really young cast.
Right.
So I wanted to set it in a club, and I thought about how that could be something that we could play with the supernatural world of Macbeth, but in a slightly different way.
Okay.
The idea of nightlife, the idea of
Yeah.
things shifting over time of the course of one night.
Right.
And we've got this big lovely black theatre. And it's some beautiful opportunity in there for some kind of some lovely light work and some lovely audio
Yeah.
sound work. So I knew I could kind of create that space, and so we moved the work through 2 different studios at an outdoor location, and we moved everyone around as though they were traveling through
Yeah.
a club.
Wow.
So I told them about it, and then I held some auditions before Christmas, and then said, come back in
Did
January.
you use UWE students as okay.
Drama students, yeah,
Wow.
across level 1 and 2 and 3. So it's an opportunity for them to work together in the way that they never had before.
Give them kind of like experience in it as well.
Totally, and like a social cohesion for all of them.
Is there like a lot of like productions like Macbeth where students can get into just performing in them?
There's loads of extra staff. So staff will run projects
Right.
that's to do with their interests and perhaps their research interest. There's quite a lot of that within drama as well. But then the students themselves set up their own student shows. So we give them slots in the theatre that they can create their own works from, or they could adapt a piece. So there's opportunities for them to kind of flare
Right.
outside of the modules within the kind of confines of UWE, but then they can use that space how they want. So there is a lot of external work
So
happening.
yeah, no, that sounds really nice for students in drama or anything like
Yeah.
that, because there's a lot of work they can do, which is honestly the more work you can get in this day and age, the better.
Yeah,
So
totally.
it actually sounds like very generous, the amount of like opportunities
Yeah.
that these like plays can provide.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
is there anything you've seen like a student has been able to how can I say, get into later after they finish the degree here?
Yeah, we've got some really successful alumni in all kinds of walks of the industry. We've got people who've gone straight into quite a lot of high-profile telly, high-profile film.
Right.
People who've gone into producing and directing. Quite a few people go to and do an MA in screen at the Bristol Old Vic, and quite a lot of them are coming out and obviously working quite a lot. Lots of people go into education or arts administration or kind of working within social practice or social responsible practice. So it's a lovely range, and that's kind of what the work does on the course. It develops that voice of themselves and trying to really articulate what it is that they want to do, and then we just try to help them get there.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're very
for your
welcome.
Time here.
Lovely to meet
Really
you.
appreciate it. Lovely to meet you too. On to the next show reel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Hi everyone, welcome back. That was a very brief break, and now we are joined by Arnold. I can't pronounce it.
Cyril Johnson.
Cyril Johnson.
But it's all right. It's a word, and it's a name I don't even like. So don't worry about it.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've had to get used to it myself.
Right. Nice to meet you. It's good. So I know that you are actually from Montreal, Canada, right?
Yep. Toronto and Montreal both.
Oh, okay, right. So I'm just curious about how being from another area, another country, has affected the work that you do.
Well, it hasn't. Well, it hasn't. It hasn't. When I was a kid, I used to watch a lot of the Warner Brothers cartoons.
Right.
And the nature of the humor, the energy, the motion, but the characters.
Okay.
But a lot of the humor of that time was being influenced by the comedy that came over out of World War II.
Right.
People are reacting to the situation, so they're going to have this attitude. And in this country, the same thing with the goons. They were affected by that. So you have this edge, this humor. It goes through its iterations. It moves, say, from the cinema onto TV, and there are changes made, but the humor is still there. Right. So I like fantasy, and I liked humor.
Okay.
And that drove me. And then I think the first time I discovered animation is when my father bought an 8mm movie camera. When you push the button, it whirred. And I thought, yes. Okay. But when you pulled it, it clicked. And when I heard the click, I thought, that's it. Now I understand. And I was doing it from that point on.
So then did you come to the UK for work or?
No, it was curiosity as much as anything. I'd worked, I trained in fine art and theater, but I was doing animation as well when I was at the university.
Right.
Because I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it when I was in secondary school or high school, as we'd call it.
Right.
I worked 5 years with a studio in Montreal.
Okay.
And we worked on Sesame Street. We worked on children's television. We did specials for television. We did lots of commercials. We worked on a feature film. You work fast. You learn to work fast.
Out of everything you've done, what was something maybe that stood out a lot to you?
I think not killing myself when we were doing Sesame Street.
Wow.
I also did some explosions.
Okay.
But the point is that I had 5 years in that studio, and then I came here and I started to freelance.
Oh, right.
I came here with my wife in '73 out of curiosity, and we knew a lot of English people, but we had never been here before. We just moved. And then we were learning about other aspects of the society, like the class system and various things.
Yeah.
This is 1973, and there were some interesting mixes of things going on. A lot of energy.
Yeah.
I remember one of the first things I saw was a picture of Ziggy Stardust as a poster of David Bowie and Earl's Court. But there was a lot of adjustment to be made. Well, I think with anything, if you weather the storms, and when you look at the situation, and it's not just your immediate reaction to it, you have to think it through. And you begin to understand, okay, so why is this way?
Yeah.
And you begin
Kinda
to
have to
process it.
adapt
Yeah,
to
yeah.
it, yeah.
I think the thing that you need to bear in mind, if we make films, if we make animation, if we do
Right.
theater, you were talking to Hannah earlier.
Yeah.
We're telling stories. And the stories allow us to explain our point of view about an aspect of
Right.
life to somebody else who may be experiencing the same thing or not.
Okay.
So it's storytelling. That's
Is-
basically it.
Is there anything that you think, any work that you've done where you really spoke through it?
Yeah, I think sometimes the covert education that would creep into the children's television animation, and the empathy that you might want to create with
Yeah.
a particular character who is not innately comic, but almost like an innocent,
Right. Yeah.
experiencing
I think-
life for the first time.
I think it really shows when someone puts like effort into it and like puts like
That-
emotion into it. I think it does really show.
It's a funny thing too about
Yeah.
that, because it isn't just the movement, it's when you're not moving.
Right.
I was asked to do a course a while back, and it was a vocational course. And we would be giving the students the characters to work with, but we'd also ask them to design some characters. And that week, because they turned the stuff around in a week, they'd have to.
Right.
But because there was so much for them to really think about, I simply asked them to make the character think. And that was it.
That
So
seems
it
harder
wasn't
than-
bounce around
yeah.
and move and open the door and look in and make a joke. Just think. And it was a beautiful moment because there was a student, Spanish student on the course.
Right.
And we always had this camera going and we were videoing, and they could use it to do tests, practice things. But he's sitting there and he's got the piece of paper and he's got a pen and he's doing this and doing that, so forth like that, leaning forward and leaning back and all of this. Then I showed him the tape.
Yeah. Sounds harder than
It was a character thinking. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, you have to kind of, you look for something, but sometimes if you look too hard, you won't see it.
Yeah.
You need to kind of open it up a little bit, back off. And
So something
breathe.
I do like asking, but sadly I don't believe we have enough time. So
not a problem. And that's the
thank
whole
you so
point.
much for
Animation
joining
is
us.
about timing. Don't worry
Appreciate
about
it.
it.
We'll head to the next show reel. See you guys soon.
Hello again, and we're about to wrap this up. I'm really happy to be with Ethan right now. So
Nice to
how
be
did
here.
you find the show?
It was quite nice. Honestly, so many interesting people to talk to get to know, and just to see some of the work tonight. It's all honestly amazing work from the students here.
Yeah, and remember, the show is going to be out for like more days, so you have the chance to come to Bauer Ashton, go to F-Block, and take a look of the amazing work of our students. That will be amazing. Thank you so much for joining, and see you next year.
See ya.